everybody, and welcome to Best Podcast Ever, where three idiots you don't know talk about a hobby you've never heard of. And guess what?
We have our full complement of idiots.
We are not lying when we say it's three idiots talking about a hobby you've never heard of. Kevin!
Hey,
Kevin, you're here!
By that I mean the three idiots, I'm all three of them in one, and these two are actually, like, two smart guys.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, Brian the editor here. Before we get too far into this episode, we felt it important to take a step back and kind of explain just what happened here. Kevin, one of the founding members of BTE, was back for the first time in a while, and this one kind of went off the rails immediately. So what we decided to do was take the hour-long podcast we had and distill it down to 20 minutes of kind of the choice bits. So without further ado, please enjoy 20 minutes of pure, unfiltered BTE chaos.
Yeah. We're gonna...
I thought a hard drive was a flask tonight.
I use these lovely Seagate expansion drives, and the reason I use them is you don't need to plug them in for
I'm
power.
looking at that right now, and I'm thinking...
Oh, there's a picture on screen by now.
Jack.
And...
Immediately.
It's a flask. It's a flask.
It's the color of your
that which is not an indie is a flask.
But no, if the cap were to stick outside the flask, it's an indie. It's a one-wheel indie, but it's an indie.
It's a Kevin Kogan indie.
Okay, so now that we know what our next sticker is going to be, which is just stickers that say, it's an indie. Or I'm an indie. Just stickers that say I'm an indie. We'll have to make those. I use these little...
Kogan with a mullet. We could probably image, like, Foyt yelling at Kogan, like, face-to-face.
Okay, so here's the thing, Kev. You gotta watch what you say these days, because as you know, we've started adding in images to the podcast. I have no way of creating what you just said.
I can do it on my phone right now if you want and send it to you.
Yeah. So hopefully
it could be AJ Foyt eating a hot dog talking to Kevin Kogan from 1980.
Oh man. Either you're about to see some pretty epic Photoshop skills from Kevin, or or a picture of a cat. It's gonna be one of the two.
And the cat's name will be Forza.
It's the cat.
That's a callback.
It's going to be a picture of AJ Foyt talking to Kevin Kogan smashing through the indie pit wall while eating a hot dog.
Oh my god, we've got to get this kid a computer.
I probably just made myself
I'm about to like give up on this episode and just go to eBay and buy you a computer is what I'm about to do.
No, I think the crudity of me editing
you doing it on a
phone,
3-inch screen.
What else can you say right now to make me make a picture of this and you?
I mean, I was just talking about the hard
drives.
drives.
White James Earl Jones wearing a penis on his head.
Yeah, that's a callback to something somebody already did, though.
Yeah, but if I do it on a phone.
Well, guys, Kevin's back. We were swiftly in the weeds.
Yeah, we're 3 minutes in.
Can we go to grocery store type stuff again? We drove by ShopRite tonight.
I was so disappointed that I was the guy who brought up ShopRite.
Was that the ShopRite by my house that was in that video last time? By the way, it looked like it.
It was the ShopRite. When you type in ShopRite Jersey City, you cannot get an actual image of the one in Jersey City.
Well, cause that's just as well.
The one at Somerville was fucking huge.
So now we are,
we're back.
We are quite literally lost in the supermarket.
We're back.
We could talk to our BTE yestercades trip, minus Brian.
I am happy to talk about anything that's not ShopRite.
Okay. So what we'd actually like to talk about... and
chicken parm.
We'd like to talk about some of the projects that we are hoping to get around to once we finish talking about supermarkets.
The eternal BTE graveyard.
Supermarkets and Photoshop and Kevin Kogan.
The graveyard, interestingly, of course, in a different context, would be where dead ideas are buried, but it's where we bury our future ideas in hopes of digging them up eventually. So it's more like it's more like the pet cemetery of ideas.
Don't get hit by that oil tanker.
So, Brian, as the de facto host of Best Podcast Ever.
Best Bedpost Ever? What was that?
Best Bedpost Ever. Where three idiots you don't know talk about the corner of your bed.
You've never paid attention to.
I could see the bedpost with the BTE logo at the top of the post.
Oh, everything we've mentioned. I already have ideas of what I'm going to Photoshop for the
Well, the
I'm an
problem
Indie.
is I'm going to have to Photoshop these now to send you.
I mean, between the two of us, I'm sure one of us will do it.
I can't wait to see the text history of I need a bedpost with the BTE logo on it. I need AJ Foyt eating a hot dog, yelling at Kevin Kogan from 1987.
Future BTE ideas for Kevin that he won't hear until the video comes out
Even though he's sitting right here.
because he doesn't listen to the recordings. Because as we've previously mentioned in this recording,
Of these
you're the most
podcasts.
viewing of these recordings, but it's already out by then.
What are you talking about?
Kevin, what do you think how do you think it gets online? What do you think happens between Mike's basement and YouTube?
Well, it's November 18th right now, so I don't know what you're talking about. Got people that are actually going to check that and look at
Okay.
today's date.
So,
Great.
Back to the BTE Pet Cemetery.
yes.
Essentially, we have a lot of ideas, and we mentioned it before how BTE was essentially created out of wanting to do 24 Hours of Lemons, which is one of the things in the graveyard that we hope to do
deep
one
in
day.
there, yes. It's,
But we
that jet
wanted,
is still sitting there, actually.
yeah, well, one of these days we'll own it. We wanted to talk to you guys about what you could expect in the future now that we have a little bit more technology
Yeah.
behind it.
and,
Just run Group C.
and basically spend an hour discovering that there was really no point to what we were doing.
I think we spend every weekend in your basement discovering in implements of time segments of an hour that there's no point of anything we do, Mike.
Well, such is life.
How did No Magna NASCAR go last night?
It went great. So another thing we want to bring you guys is we want to do an on-site episode at NJ Hobby.
Where we will be racing No Magnet NASCAR last night.
Yeah, the timeline on these episodes is a little funky.
This is kind of Back to the Future 2-ish. I'm going to draw a couple lines on this. Video description might just be some lines pointed.
This is alternate 2017, in which Brian has already edited the intro video.
I've already edited the intro video. We've already raced NASCARs, which is in the future. And anyone has gotten to this point in this video. They haven't just logged off.
We're sorry.
No,
We're
not.
leaving it like a cliffhanger, like in Stallone's cliffhanger.
More stuff I gotta Google.
This is looking more like Daylight than Cliffhanger. We're
This is
deep
looking,
in a
this is
tunnel
looking
full
more
of
like
water,
another one of those abandoned episodes. Then
like the one that we just did.
Stop or my grandmother will shoot. Or is it mother?
I think it's stuff where my mom will shoot.
I'm going to be left here with 3 hours of audio, 2 hours of video footage, and 0 things to deliver.
And really just like a 30-second puff piece about Stallone's shitty movies.
It's just going to be like at the end of all of this, Brian weeping at his desk and like tune in next time for an actual episode.
You know, it'd be pretty cool if you had like the Expendables 3 logo, like with all the people with BTE faces. It's like 30 people with BTE.
Brian, look up in the sky. There are skywriters writing out.
Like those planes that fly by at the beaches with BTE logos, not STP logos.
I'm trying to think of the most like complicated thing we could do. It's the entire Supreme Court, but as BTE members,
Here's the start of the Boston Marathon.
and everyone's a BTE member.
The Boston team ever. Whew. So
Let
yes,
that coffee burn you as a kid.
we will hope to be doing some BTE challenges in the near future. We used to have a lot of fun with with some of the ridiculous cars that were in Forza 4. I guess it was even 3. I guess
Forza
that we were
3,
playing
on
those
the
on.
360, because you had just gotten your
Yeah.
Xbox, because me and Kevin had browbeat you into buying an expensive piece of equipment,
Yeah.
as opposed to
I
now
thought
we're
I was the last to get a 360.
I was,
Yeah.
and I got it just to play Forza because you guys were talking about
That's
it.
what
Much
I
like
wanted.
now you've given me your somewhat broken Xbox One just so I can continue
Well,
playing
it's
Forza.
a Forza box, and let's be fair, that's all
Yeah.
you're going to do with
That
it.
is all I'm
anyway.
going to do with it.
You paid
Yeah.
more for Forza 7 than that Xbox is worth.
That's probably true. But yeah, I mean, we had some some fun with the ridiculous cars. Is the King? I didn't notice the King Cobra in here.
Oh,
It is.
The Mustang 2
that's
King
a
Cobra.
particular story where we were going to do S-Class.
But you had to start.
You had to start in F-Class.
You had to start with an F-class car and make it into.
Did we both show up with a King Cobra, or was it just me?
It was just you. I had the Bora.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had the Mark IV Jetta / Bora, depending on what country you're in, but they called it Bora and
As
Forza.
in, you had a DLC card, Brian did not.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was the placeholder for missing DLC cars.
Nowadays, what they do is they download all the DLC, so
Yeah.
at least you can see it.
Right, even
you
if
just
you can't play
choose
it. Yeah.
Like back in Forza 6, when Kevin's Drivatar, because Kevin had the Porsche pack, and so anytime a Porsche could drive, Kevin was a Porsche. Even if, like, I'm sure in some of these races, Kevin would not have chosen a Porsche as his vehicle. But they're like, well, Kevin has the Porsche pack, and we want Brian
Well,
to buy the
interestingly,
Porsche
Brian,
pack.
your Drivatar was appearing in my Forza 7 races before you acquired Forza 7.
I did notice that.
And you were always sponsored by Red Bull. I don't know why, but you always had some random marketplace livery that somebody had made of Red Bull.
I mean, I guess I really must have liked it. The same way we time traveled into this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it still was a great race last night. My NASCAR had Red Bull sponsorship on it.
How many? Red Bull sponsors a lot of random stuff. Do they have a NASCAR these days?
No,
Not
it's
currently.
now BK Racing.
Yeah, they had one for a while.
They have two F1 teams, to my knowledge.
Yes, they have two distinct F1 teams, and
One is about to get butt fucked with Honda engines next year.
yeah, that McLaren just like basically walked up to Toro Rosso and picked them up by the ankles and shook them until Renault engines fell out, and then said, "Here, take these Honda ones instead, and get the hell out of here."
The ultimate punch in the face is if Honda actually puts together a decent engine, and Renault, like at Mexico 3 weeks ago, how many engines did they lose in that race? And Honda actually, they finished the race, actually.
Yeah, Honda was slightly less hopeless than usual.
There's how many? 2 weeks ago in Brazil.
You can give up on the timeline thing now, Kevin. The
First of all,
The wall has been smashed.
Brazil would have been 1 week ago next week because it's this week.
In 2 days from now,
You
3 Red Bull
tried.
sponsored cars are starting at the back. I mean, a week ago.
My head hurts from all this timeline stuff.
There.
Yeah.
But yeah, so other things we want to do. We're going to do the on-site BTE episode next week because we have to actually race at NJ Hobby. It's something we've been pretty neglectful of.
Yeah, well, you know what? I showed up to race Group C a couple weeks ago, and literally nobody but me showed up, and I was so disgusted by this experience that it like ruined slot car racing for me for the rest of my life.
Well, it ruined slot car racing for you again.
Yeah.
Slot car racing for Mike has been ruined multiple times.
Yeah, I've retired multiple times. I don't think this is going to push me to retire so much as, being a parent will push me to retire in a few months. But,
Fair point.
but, with that being said, that was depressing. 0 people showing up.
And now we have to go to a race that nobody wants to go to. But maybe no one will show up to that race.
And then
And
we can
it'll
run
just be
Group
us, and we'll
C.
just run
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
I think that, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see who shows up. For all we know, we're going to show up. There's going to be 15 people there.
Dying to race vintage NASCARs.
I don't know what they're going to race. There hasn't been a vintage NASCAR you could buy in a while. I think my dad might have a few, so if you want some monogram NASCARs,
And who
do
really,
I know the store for you?
And
in North
really,
Jersey?
who doesn't want more monogram NASCARs than the 0? that
Apparently
come?
monogram, they stopped making shit.
Ned Jarrett smiled right now, thinking someone might buy my car. Fireball Roberts
The ghost of
still
Fireball Roberts.
is sitting in the ground.
I know, I always thought the guy who was in...
I feel like we just
Was
say
that-
Benny Parsons over and over again. We just posting sweet Benny memes right now. Him laying in a lounge chair. What are some of the other things Benny did?
Eat food.
He ate a sandwich. He yelled at Jerry Punch. He
That is-
hated Wally Dallenbach.
He was fairly sure that was not the fastest way around the track. He was pretty good at discerning that. If
He
you were
knew if you cut a tire or blew a tire.
or
Know if all that beating and banging was detrimental to the aerodynamics.
It could hurt the handling, yeah. Or it might affect
Might
the
not have been
handling.
the fastest way around the track again.
Hey, well, the world will never know.
Wow, that was a good almost minute worth of Benny Parsons pictures.
I mean, so far we really have like the semblance of an idea of an episode, and then Kevin just kind of comes in like the Kool-Aid Man to the train of thought.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chip Ganassi's fat. Just
He is. They didn't make the Chase Final Four this year. He's probably using what's left of his Target money to eat all the Pizza Hut Express he deserves.
We have lost sight of the fatness of Chip Ganassi since
Seriously,
Kevin has been away. We haven't even mentioned it.
Choking down garlic bread by the foot right now. I imagine him just sitting at the end of a bread maker as it rolls out, just choking it down, pouring Parmesan down his nostrils to get it down faster.
just unrelated image here on the screen right now.
I don't think you could make an image like that.
I mean,
Like
I
a
can't
salt
make an image
shaker
like
with
that.
2 holes in it for his nose, and him just eating.
Dude, I felt bad enough in the
30
last episode
feet of
where I couldn't
breadsticks.
make Mike's kiss Gene Simmons like money falling out of the wall bit. Like, I didn't have enough to do that. Never mind
Homer had to
everything
jump
that's come
in
out of
the
your mouth
nuclear
tonight.
tank to keep it from exploding. If you could take him being that fat and put Chip Ganassi's face on Homer's stomach and put like a foot or something on Homer's head to make it look that like it's his body.
Oh
or
my
something.
god.
There's so much work for you to do.
I know exactly what I'm doing with this footage, and that's why
Throwing
I'm
it
just
in the
letting
garbage.
you go.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
If I
not.
had my own episode, I'd put that thing on my face right there and try to get my eyes to look out the aisles.
Wow, that is just asking for that, isn't it? I've had
Let
that.
me
at
take
the
a
step
picture of that
stool.
over my
That's
head
step
and
stool.
like actually see if we get the eyes to line up. With the
Sure, why the
picture.
hell not? Go ahead and put it on your face, Kevin. Oh my god. I don't know if this episode's gonna come out on time just because of
Oh
all
man, it's gonna
the
be sweet.
all the stuff we have to do. Wait, I gotta get your t-shirt in it. Okay, cool. Kevin, actually look at me.
I am.
No, like,
I'm straight up looking straight
No,
at the
no.
camera.
turn, up, look up, look up, look up. Good. Got it. Yeah, got it.
That's
What you just heard was our merchandise.
Just what's that one called with the guy with the apple in front of his face? The painting. Is
the
it
artist is Renee Magritte. I can't remember the name of the painting.
Is it The Stranger or Anonymous or something like that?
The Stranger.
Something like that.
Yeah, because that'll be the image that shows up on that random one is just BT instead of a green apple.
This more or less should be the episode called "Fuck Brian" for having to edit everything. I mean, we could
I
just start
think you were leaning on the editing a little too much. I mean,
randomly shouting out miscellaneous things put together. What's on the horizon for BT? What are we thinking about?
oh good, now we're back.
Hey, look, it's the
We're
topic.
back, guys. We found it.
We could have that gif of the point orbiting the U.
Or just Kevin digging.
Yeah.
Kevin digging for where the plot went. Where did this thread go?
Well, wait a second. We found the plot, so
This is really a success story.
let's embrace our
This is like
serendipity.
watching 127 hours backwards. You know, like where a guy with no arm finds his arm, he's happy.
Johnny Five was not happy when he found his arm.
No, Fred cut up his shirt for nothing. He didn't, but
You can have all the arms you want, Johnny Five. You just have to let somebody knock them off you with a crowbar first.
and then steal that LeBaron. I think it was John Voight.
Okay.
There's a pencil in his glove box. We could totally find out from Tim Watley if it's his.
So, I think what we've learned here is that it is not possible to have a show where 3 idiots talk about a hobby you've never heard of, because either you have 2 idiots talking about a hobby you've never heard of, or 3 idiots just being off the rails completely.
Yeah,
I can tell you I'm going to bump the views up on this myself, so this will be our highest viewed one just for me alone.
Whatever,
Chicken
whatever.
palms tonight. What do you say we split the bill, guys?
And then that.
I saw
Whatever
you had,
that is.
I saw you had
Finish
just
on
an
that.
appetizer. Maybe you had some fries. But I ate 4 burgers, 5 sodas, 3 desserts, and 3 drinks.
I ate 5 sodas and spat the glass shards out at you. Like a Formula Mazda hitting the wall.
Good night, everyone.